Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today I'm over here in Brownstown, Indiana. What could I possibly find in Brownstown? Stay tuned. You'll soon find out. As you step into Marion-Kay Spices store and museum here located in Brownstown, Indiana, the smells of all the wonderful spices can be smelled. This is a little step back in history of this wonderful museum. How Marion-Kay Spices became a brand. Who remembers those type of projectors and those scales? Oh, it smells so good in here. I remember my mother using Marion-Kay Spices in everything she made because she loved and believed how pure and original their spices were. There were nothing fake, no additives, all pure spices. And I remember selling those spices as a fundraiser for 4-H. I remember all those. Quite a neat little museum. Look at that old Singer sewing machine. I remember these canisters and bottles sitting on our shelves at home. My mom wouldn't use nothing but Marion-Kay Spices. She grew up with them when she was a little girl, and she continued that tradition with her family. And you can still today buy these spices. There's a website, and I'll leave a link in the description of them. They believed in pure cinnamon and vanilla. Oh, it made my mom's food taste so good because my mom made cakes from scratch. There is nothing like pure vanilla, and the rum, and the peppermint, and orange, and English toffee, black walnut, angel food flavor.
Can I help you find something, or you? And this would have been probably really late 60s, the turn of the 70s, right? These other ones there.
Yeah, because my mom passed away in 78, so after that, I didn't have those homemade cakes no more. And I could not make cakes from scratch like she could.
Yeah.
But this is a nice museum.
Thank you.
Really it is. Now, you do sell online, right?
We do.
Okay.
And you can order anything online. You can order, you can give us a call. We'll ship it either way. A lot of people don't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
But we're mostly restaurant food service. People don't realize that.
Oh.
80% of our business is restaurant food service.
Okay.
Don't film me. My grandfather was manager of the 72 Olympic basketball team, and that's an actual basketball they played with the 72 Olympics right there.
Oh my goodness.
And that's the one where the Russians, they replayed the last, you can look it online.
I think I remember that.
Replayed that 3 times until the Russians won, and the United States did not go to the podium because they got robbed of the gold medal.
I think I remember that. Yes, 72.
And so, and to this day, none of the players or the managers or the coaches or anybody associated with the team has accepted the silver medal, and they're still in the Swiss bank vaults, and they're still there, and they still have not to this day.
Well, I remember that. I
and
do.
That's his actual tie he wore and the whole thing. So, I mean, he was manager of the team there. So.
I think I was even at our high school basketball game when our announcer made that announcement, and everybody was just kind of sat there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be 1972, the Munich Games. So anyway, they sponsored all that kind of stuff.
And what's this a picture of?
That's a picture of the Olympic basketball training camps in Colorado Springs, and then they have Bob Knight and
oh yes, Bob Knight. Everybody, that was still a lot of people say he was the best coach that IU ever had.
Absolutely, but then they created a camp prior in 68 and 67. They created a camp out of Colorado Springs where our players could go and train for 6 to 8 weeks prior to the Olympics. Mm-hmm. And then that way they could have a place to go. And my grandfather was very influential in making that happen as well. So, I mean, Hank Iba and Joe Hall and Bob Knight, my dad, my grandfather, and then had the training camp set up in Colorado Springs. So
Marion-Kay Spices got a lot of connections with different things.
A lot of different things, yes. Yep.
Wow.
And that's the original building as it was in 1949 when they first bought the place. That's the way it looked.
Oh my. Just the smells when you enter the doors is what gets me when I come in here.
Awesome.
Yeah, my mom didn't tell me all about this place. She just always came over here to get all of her spices, and of course we did a fundraiser with our 4-H.
Absolutely, we still do the fundraiser. That's a big integral part of what we do.
We had a certain spices we fundraise. I mean, it wasn't your whole collection, but
right.
I remember seeing these sitting on my grandmother's table.
Awesome.
Yeah. It is just really amazes me, every bit of this.
We do everything right here. I mean, all our formulations, everything we do is ground, fresh, daily, packaged, shipped out direct from here, this facility. This is it.
That's
98 years, almost 99, and then we'll get to 100 in 2022.
Wow. And it's very rare for what you call a family business keep going.
Third and fourth generation.
Because, like you see family farms eventually get sold out and subdivisions and stuff go in.
Right.
Like our family farm had been in the family the barn itself, the original barn is over 150 years old. It's like 3 or 4 generations.
Right.
And my niece has now took it.
Right. Well,
so
that's good. That's awesome.
I was in my dad's. He's still alive. He's just retired about 2 years ago, and he's be 96 in December.
Awesome.
And that was what he said. this farm stays in the family.
Right. It's important, and it is unique nowadays because
Yeah, because it's very rare, because we see it as we go down the road, different places and businesses that have shut down
Now,
because...
all of those up there, all those clocks, we manufactured clocks here too.
Oh.
1960, those are all made here at Marion-Kay.
Oh, do you still do them?
No, we haven't done it since 87.
I did not...
1964, that was the last year of the pure silver coins.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a coin collector. He decided to make a patent with these clocks, and he put pure uncirculated silver coins in these clocks. Now, not all of them are silver.
Yeah.
But like these, this is all pure uncirculated. We made all those clocks here.
I did not know that. I just thought you were spices.
Well, and then now we're just back to the spices, but we did do an offshoot of.
And I remember hearing about that Miss America.
Right.
From being from here?
Yeah, and she's from Seymour, and then we did a special donation that every bottle sold, we donate half the proceeds to the Miss America pageant. So anything we sold, we gave them over $8,000.
Wow.
From the seasonings that we did for a private label. So.
Yeah, I remember hearing about her.
Yeah.
Wow, I've learned a lot because I did not know that you did clocks.
Yeah, all those clocks were made here. We used to have a complete shop that milled the plastic and drilled the holes and cut the things out and silk screen and put them together and sold them. So those are what we actually manufacture. Did you see this part about the kernel over here? I don't know if you got that far.
Oh, Colonel Sanders, no.
We were great friends with him, and we helped continue and develop his seasoning as he formulated through. That was taken in 1972 at a Marion-Kay Christmas party. And that's all my immediate family.
So you all know the secret recipe, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we helped develop that. And then he sold out in 1968 to the current KFC Corporation.
Yes.
He kept his 14 corporate stores that continued to use our seasoning. We lost the seasoning contract at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were very much associated with the Colonel back in the day. So that's me in the little bow tie in the back of the bow tie in the back end.
Yeah. No wonder my mom always said that her chicken tasted good as Colonel Sanders. She used your allspices. Because we always said, let's stop at KFC. And she said, no, my chicken tastes as good as his. Oh, this is neat.
Well, good.
But I mean, I wanted to show people where I grew up in Indiana. And of course, I just know mainly the southern part. And I want to show people what what things you can find in Indiana.
Yeah.
Off the road, little gyms and stuff. Oh, but this is nice. Things just never tasted the same as when she made it. Maybe it's because I didn't use the right spices.
That makes a difference. Chefs recognize that across the country. They do. So.
Yeah.
We put the same thing in that we've always done and try to buy from the areas that are known to be what you consider the mother lode or the best indigenous to. It's like Indiana tomatoes around this, they're very, very good, and watermelons.
Oh, yes.
So you can't, it's different. Texas tomatoes would be different from...
Well, just like there's nothing like a Jackson County watermelon.
Exactly.
And it's because of the sandy soil.
Right.
And everybody goes, oh, I know, I got the best watermelon. I bought it somewhere. They're talking about it from another state. And I was like, you haven't tasted it. Trust me. Trust me. That's unusual. There is, you can accommodate an RV because we have a 40-foot one.
I have one myself. It's parked in the back garage. It's an old one. It's a 97.
Well, ours is a 2007.
Okay, yeah.
So
I know the RV thing. Hopefully my wife and I will eventually do a little more travel. We did a lot with the kids. Mostly was taking kids to soccer games, gymnastics meets, and volleyball tournaments and stuff like that. So you have to be there all day.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to wait around the gym.
Well, that was one thing we wish we had an RV back when our children were playing Little League, because we would come over here to Brownstown for these all-star tournaments.
All day long.
3 days. Yeah. And we played up till 11 o'clock, and the umpires were like, let's go home. The kids were like, come on, let's keep going. And
all the kids ended up in our RV too. The whole team did. Really, it's just like they were, well, this is cool, you know.
And we ended up coming back the next day to finish it up, and the kids collapsed in the car on the way home, and we was like, you all said you wanted to keep going. But, oh yeah, those traveling games can go 2 to 3 days.
I know.
Back then, we wish we had an RV.
Well, we did have one when our kids were young, and we loved every minute of it. Now we would just do it just to relax and travel some more.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that tour of Marion-Kay Spices. Been in the family for so many years, so many connections to different things. Who knew that they made clocks at one time? Who knew that they had a connection with the Olympic basketball team? Who knew all those things? Their spices are so pure and good. I remember my mother using them. My grandmother using them. They made the food taste outstanding. And who knew? They had a connection with the Colonel Sanders. So if you're in Brownstown, Indiana, please stop in and see Marion-Kay at the Marion-Kay Spices store. They have a museum. They'd be glad to tell you the history of their business. And you can even purchase items here at the store. So this is another part of my Discover Indiana series. And the store is all handicap accessible, which is a big, huge plus in my heart out there. So until next time, I'll see you in the next video. And remember, your next dream, your next adventure is just over the horizon. See y'all later.